Keep on saying, this is going to be my last video before the holidays, but basically, from my last video in the comments section, we had a fairly interesting discussion. It started off quite interesting. Now, basically, he came on and said, "Oh, I bet you think I'm a conspiracy theorist by saying that cannabis cures cancer." And I'm like, okay, I haven't seen any scientific evidence or read any papers to suggest that it cures cancer, nor have I read otherwise that, it would justify me calling you a conspiracy theorist. So he responds and he goes, here are 20 papers to back me up, and I'm like, okay. So I start reading through some of them, and very quickly I'm realising, hang on, these aren't proper scientific papers. Because if you've ever read a proper scientific paper, these things are long. And all the ones he gave me are pretty much about 4 pages. And then I looked at them again and realised, oh, hang on a second, these are preclinical trials. So I went, okay then, let's Google it. And surprise, surprise, what's the first result? That link he posted me. What's the one underneath it? It's from Cancer Research UK. So I read through that, and let's not get it wrong. What those papers showed was quite promising. And if I'd just read that and I'd have said, yeah, okay, there's proof there that, it cures cancer. However, I went and did further reading, and I read the Cancer Research UK, and they basically said the same thing. Well, almost the same thing. There's a possibility it might cure cancer. We don't know. Proper trials have not been carried out. In fact, it goes on to further say that some of the tests that have been done on cannabinoids, when it's stopped the cancer, it started growing again, and further administration of it hasn't been able to stop it. So it's shown at least that it's slowed it down. But again, these aren't in humans. This is in, petri dishes and animals. And we don't know what the consequences could be in a proper human body until we carry out proper, full clinical trials. And again, when I looked at more of the, the cancer research pages, it basically says this: we do not know. It shows promise, but we do not know. And that is what all the scientists are saying. We do not know. So I responded to him. It shows very promising, but it literally says at the moment we do not know. So he posts more, and then he posts another one of saying, oh, this is what you deny, what I believe to be true. And basically, right at the top of the page, it literally says, we took this from Cancer Research UK and the United Cancer Research Institute, I think. Which basically was one, again, after I found that thing, I sent him the link to it so he could read it, but evidently he didn't read it. And literally, it says the same thing on that one he sent me. It literally says, the conclusion to it is, we do not know. There is not enough proof. So I said, look, even in your conclusion, I don't know what you're understanding to what I'm meant to be disagreeing against. Because, as I said to him, look, the research and things you've show promise. But that does not mean that it's a cure. It does not mean that it could succeed. For all we know, when we do proper clinical trials, it could just basically show that all cannabinoid does is slow cancer down in humans. And it slows the growth rate down, allowing people to live longer if they have cancer. Or maybe, it might not even cure cancer in humans. We don't know. So But the guy kept on saying, oh no, it cures cancer, and I'm like, no it doesn't. You're cherry picking what you want to see and ignoring the rest of the stuff. Because again, from the last post, he post this thing about, oh, but it has good success in mice. Well, good, but you're ignoring the other two conclusions, which basically say we do not know, and that all so far we have is anecdotal evidence. It's not enough proof. And then, of course, it's all a big conspiracy by Big Pharma because, they don't want it to be proof. Ignoring the fact that, that first post he posted me, all those research papers are from, surprise, surprise, big firms sponsoring those things. So, I'm sorry, but how does Big Pharma not want this research to go forward when they are funding the research? I've come to a conclusion that basically the reason why people are against Big Pharma is it's a marketing ploy. And it makes perfect sense when you think of it that way. Think about it. You're someone who has an alternative treatment that hasn't been scientifically proven, and basically, you don't have any evidence to say. You've just got anecdotal evidence that says, oh, someone tried it and they were healed. Right? Now, the tagline from the alternative people is oh, Big Pharma, they just don't care about you. Doctors, they just don't care about you. They don't care about healing the full you. We care about you. Now, just hand over that £2,000 and we can, start the treatment, and I'll see you next week, and make sure, you bring another £2,000 because I care about your health. They don't. I do. And that's what they're doing. And it's such an ingenious ploy. And again, I'm sorry to the guy that says, that brought some of this stuff. I cannot say. All the evidence so far that I have seen, even the evidence that you have shown me, says we do not know because we have not carried out proper trials. But the evidence, even the scientist that says it, the evidence is very promising, but we do not know. So I'm sorry, but until proper clinical trials are carried out, I cannot say that cannabis maybe cures cancer, because that's what it is. It's a maybe, because we do not know. Say it with me. We do not know.